Hi everyone, it's Joe from WhatCulture.com, and as I promised, we are back on video this week. Adam seems so happy.
Hello, I'm happy to be here. I'm always happy to be here.
I am, of course, joined by the Raw livestream team of Adam Blampied and Jack the Jobber.
Hey, Jack. Two-man band. Good to see you. High five.
Well.
Two-man band. I'm here.
Oh, for the Raw livestream, but
Right.
three man for the.
We're just three men.
Which one's which? Can I be Jinder?
Yes.
Can I be Drew on account
Yes,
of
you
being?
can.
you be Drew, you're the biggest.
That
I don't
makes-
want to be Drew.
That
He's
makes
the
Our
tallest.
champion.
He's the tallest.
Okay, fair
that
enough.
makes you Heath.
I'll take that. The
Yeah,
charismatic
yeah.
frontman.
Oh, what am I Jinder for? I don't know.
Why did you choose Jinder?
Thought it'd be funny.
I'm sure he's a nice guy.
Oh, shit,
Anyway,
don't hinder him.
let's discuss the one thing that we get paid to discuss, and that is wrestling. We are going to discuss Raw this week.
Yes.
Which is coming off the back of a rather exciting week last week,
Yes.
which ended with another hometown hero losing.
Yes. Whose hometown are we in this week?
Where are we this week?
I forgot to do.
I'll do a quick
I forgot.
Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. I'll find out.
Sorry,
Jack's gonna
Jack's
blame
gonna-
me.
Fill time.
I've got
Fill
5
time.
on it.
Normally.
I got 5 on it.
But yeah, Raw this week. The main talking point going into Raw this week is the fact that we have a new women's champion in Sasha Banks.
Yes.
I'm
It was
not.
a very good episode of Raw last
It
week.
was a very good episode
a
of Raw.
privilege to watch it with my best friend.
It was good. I was so tired. I'm sorry, but it was really good though. I would have actually fallen asleep at the desk if it hadn't been.
Oh yeah, you had to be like standing.
I had to stand up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That last match woke you up though. Boy, howdy did it.
Boy howdy. You keep using boy howdy, which I'm pretty sure I've introduced into your lexicon.
You've introduced the term boy howdy into my lexicon.
Yes, because my friend says
I'm
it.
29.
I stole it from my
I've
friend.
heard boy howdy.
Boy
before.
howdy.
Boy howdy.
Right, okay, fair enough. Stop high-fiving me when it doesn't work when we're not on. For
Look,
those-
these people believe that when I do this, I'm high-fiving.
Well,
Except
video
this time
now.
you can say.
Yeah, well, no one's watching.
If you're on SoundCloud, unlucky. But yeah, do we think that the hot potato will damage the title any?
No.
Because it keeps going back and
No,
forth.
I don't think. I got in a bit of crap for this online, as anyone who has an opinion online gets. I said I didn't think it devalued the title. I thought two incredibly evenly matched competitors flipping the belt back and forth because they're giving it their all and having amazing matches, mostly amazing matches. I think that actually adds to the prestige of the belt. I think the women's Raw belt means more than the SmackDown women's
I
belt
agree.
at the moment.
Yeah. We're in Austin, Texas. So
Austin,
Stone Cold's going to get his
Texas.
arse kicked.
Is he from Austin?
I think
No,
he
he's
was
from
born,
Victoria.
Well, he was born in Austin, wasn't he?
I don't think he was.
His surname is Austin.
I know that.
Jack's going to do some more research. We're giving Jack homework.
He was
this
born
week.
in Austin.
I'm pretty
I think
sure
he
he's
lived
Victoria
in, he was
born and
raised
raised.
in. I think he was.
Anyway, it looks as if Charlotte might challenge Sasha one more time.
One more
On
match
Raw this week? Does the
if
chain
Charlotte
break?
was smart, she'd challenge her on pay-per-view. Because
Yeah.
that's where Charlotte wins.
Yeah.
And with Roadblock coming up, that seems like a possibility. There hasn't been a Raw Women's Championship match made yet.
I think they should turn, look, everyone's, people are annoyed that it's a bit formulaic. I don't think it was predictable. I didn't predict, hello?
He was born in Austin.
Oh, high five.
But he
Right.
was, but I'm sure, I've heard Victoria's, he's announced he's billed us from
He's
Victoria.
billed
isn't
us from Victoria.
Yeah, high five.
Um,
I think they should take this kind of formula into the story and
he?
be
Moved to Victoria when he was a
Jack,
year
I'm
old.
going to beat you to death. They should do this thing and Charlotte should be like, I'm going to challenge you, but not on Raw. I'm no fool. I'm challenging you on pay-per-view. And Sasha's going to be like, I'm going to break your streak. And Charlotte's going to be like, no, you're not.
I don't think they should refer to it that. I don't think Charlotte's a superstitious type. I think she thinks she's the best anyway.
no, I think it's not very often I disagree with you, Jack, but I think I'm going to on this
Okay,
one. I think
alright.
the streak should be referred to. I think it's a large selling point for Charlotte at the moment. It's mentioned on pay-per-view constantly. So build on that and have the streak die at WrestleMania, where
Are you saying that Charlotte should win the belt at Roadblock?
No, I'm saying Charlotte should probably win by countout at Roadblock.
Ooh.
Throw a spanner in those works.
I kind of want the first time that someone breaks the cycle to be bigger than that. But I agree, Roadblock doesn't seem like the
No,
right
I think
place.
Charlotte wins by count out and then goes on to the Rumble and wins the title.
But like Sasha walks out of a
Cycles,
pay-per-view with the
yeah.
belt.
Also, Sasha looks like a coward.
But if she's injured.
I don't know what I'm doing, man.
Anyway, we go from one new champion that was crowned on Monday to a new champion that was crowned on Tuesday. And I'm pretty sure you guys can handle that.
Can you handle this?
No, I didn't want him to be.
No?
I wanted
You can't handle
Brian
it?
Kendrick.
In case you have missed it, Rich Swann is the new Cruiserweight Champion, having defeated Brian Kendrick on the debut episode of 205 Live. And I said UFC 205 there for some odd reason. You're not too happy about this, Jack.
I just thought the man with the plan had to keep the belt for like.
Randy Orton?
If you've listened to our TLC review, you'll know.
Let's get a continuity going across all of these podcasts.
Yeah, people will love that. So Randy Orton being the new Brian Kendrick is canon, is it, in this?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Okay, no, I think the original, the OG man with the plan, the Brian Kendrick, should have kept the belt because he's great. He's the coolest guy on the roster. Well, on Raw, he's so cool. He's the coolest.
I think taking the company as a whole, like, I don't care about the women's belt because it's like kind of not seen before. They're having amazing matches, and it generally feels like they're the two most important female wrestlers in the world.
Yeah.
Looking at the company as a whole, it does seem like there's a bit of hot potato going on. Like the Cruiserweights changed, IC title changed just before Survivor Series.
The SmackDown tag titles changed on Sunday.
The SmackDown Women's changed. Raw Women's is changing all the time. It does feel like there's a bit of, like, we're living in a turbulent time for belts. So, I don't know. Like, I quite like to see all of all the champions hold on to theirs for a little bit and just like calm everything down. Maybe in the lead up towards Mania. That won't happen because I think AJ Styles is going to lose a Royal Rumble. But yeah, we'll see.
Do we see a rematch with Kendrick and Swann happening tonight, or do they maybe build a number one contender and give Swann a non-title match?
I don't know how it works between like how much of the Cruiserweights are we going to get on Raw now that 205 Live it started. Like that's one of the big questions leading into Raw for me. Like, are we just going to get a perfunctory Cruiserweight match to hype up something big happening on Tuesday, or are we actually going to have a lot of Cruiserweight stuff on Monday and on Tuesday?
I want to see my three boys from the Cruiserweight division team up into a trio, and then they'll take over.
Let me see if I can guess your three.
Well,
boys.
no, not including Kendrick. 3 babyface.
Dar.
Alexander.
Yes.
Lindsay
Dorado.
Why do you care so much about Lindsay Dorado?
Just memories, man. Like 5 years ago, I remember watching him get murdered on YouTube.
What about Gallagher?
He's awesome. Yeah, Gallagher's great. Lindsay Dorado, the Golden Links. Meow.
What? Are you mental, Jack?
Oh dear me!
Thank goodness we got it on video. The fact that you leant forward to whisper meow.
Oh, I'm never going to let you live that down. Shall we move on, Jack? Would you like us to move on?
Meow.
What does this week have in store for the Best Friends squad? Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho.
I don't know, man. Maybe they'll fight.
Do we see the fight happening this week?
Not until Royal Rumble.
Roadblock seems like a good time for them to break up, doesn't it?
I still think the Fatal 4-Way is a possibility. I still think Owens, Reigns, Rollins and Jericho is a possibility.
I mean, is it just going to be Rollins and Jericho otherwise?
That's the only other option. Obviously, at the moment, it's advertised to be Reigns versus Owens,
right?
But you haven't got anything for Rollins and Jericho.
I agree with you, Joe Simkins. I would prefer to see a Fatal 4-Way.
Because that's... Blampied agrees.
Well, I think Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens is a pretty good match, even though they gave it away on Raw last week. I think, Fatal 4-Way, Seth Rollins is still involved.
Yeah.
Jericho is very much involved with everyone in the main event scene at the moment.
After the current run, he deserves to shot the title, surely.
I think they'll give Jericho and Rollins some kind of stip because he pedigreed him on a car roof.
He did.
Or he pretended to the other week. I know all wrestling's pretendy, but it looked really pretendy.
Wrestling's pretendy. You're having a...
No disrespect to any of the wonderful people I've met since becoming embroiled in the world of wrestling, but it looked this spot in particular very pretendy. When he pedigreed him on top of the car.
Are you saying it wasn't the best delivered?
It was good, but what?
Are you saying it wasn't the best delivered spot?
It wasn't the best. It looked a bit pretendy. But anyway,
Well, his pedigree never really looks great.
always looks a little bit pretendy.
On the right person. On the right person. The shame is, Jericho can sell the pedigree.
Yeah.
He can sell it really well, but on the roof of a car with the angles, you can half understand.
I think we might have some kind of stipulation because it introduced a bit of a brawly, hardcore element to it.
Do Seth Rollins versus Chris Jericho tonight in the #1 contenders match have a double pin and then they both go into the match?
Oh wait, is
for
that
a
what's
fatal
tonight?
four-way
Oh well
match?
then. Oh,
No,
well.
I'm saying that's what they should do.
Oh, I see. That
Oh,
would
in
be
my
good.
opinion, that's
I'd
what
like
they should
that.
do.
Are any matches announced?
Tonight?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
With Roadblock, like being a B show, I honestly, the fatal four-way, like with Reigns versus Owens at the Rumble, that feels like a Rumble match.
Does the title have to come off Reigns in the next week or two? Because I feel like the US Championship, for all of the work that they've done to bring the prestige and the value of that title back up, I think having the US Champion in this match and not defending it at all, because they're not going to do a double champion skit again, it sort of brings the value of that title back down. So do we need to get that title off Roman Reigns?
Tell you what they could do. They could keep Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens for Roadblock as a one-on-one, but have the stipulation for like you don't get that match unless you defend the US title earlier in the night against maybe Chris Jericho.
Have Reigns do double duty.
Have Reigns do double duty, because then have him drop the strap to Jericho and then have him be tired and have that be an excuse for him to lose against Owens, thus setting up a rematch against. Although it would then, like, he'd then have to disregard the US title, which isn't good for it. But it would also look great on Chris Jericho or someone of that ilk, maybe.
Maybe Strowman, unless they're going to continue the Zayn story with him.
Do.
Stop it! He's too hurt.
I kind of agree with you, but I think the fact that Roman Reigns earned the shot legit is an issue.
Okay. I mean, they are heels, and they could have, you know, like Chris Jericho could seduce Stephanie or something.
Chris Jericho's apparently never said a nasty word about Stephanie in the 17 years that they've known each other.
There was a bit of odd sexual tension between them back in the turn of the century, wasn't there?
He kissed her during a match. I forget which one. The Rhino match?
Yes.
He kissed her.
But then they were friends after that.
He looked after a dog very well. Also, he was the champion, but mostly the
And
dog.
Stephanie wanted to get back to Triple H. But...
And it headlined WrestleMania
did.
over Hogan, Rock. Was that year?
It was
that was that year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you sort of get that double duty effect unless you have Roman lose a match tonight. That means he has to go double duty.
I would prefer the Fatal 4-Way,
Yeah.
personally. But I think... I don't think Reigns... To be honest, I don't think Reigns should get the belt. Like,
No.
So I'm okay sort of with him having the US title, because the US title being seen in a main event is fine. You do need to have him defend it.
Yeah.
At, some point.
Also,
but
can he carry it properly?
I hate the way he carries it.
It's like a kid that's having a strop and he's just packed his 3 favourite toys.
Yeah.
And he's leaving.
I think he really thinks he looks like Frank Sinatra.
No, mummy, this is my US
Is it
title.
Frank Sinatra?
Yeah, because Sinatra had the jacket over his shoulder.
I mentioned Frank Sinatra the other day. My dad went mental.
Not in my house!
We were talking about swing music, and I was like, "Oh yeah, Frank Sinatra." He was like, "Don't mention Frank. He can't sing. He can't act. Only got his job because of mafia connections."
Sing?
I was like,
Frank
"Whoa,
Sinatra
Dad."
can't sing.
He thinks there's other better swing singers from that era, such as Sammy Davis Jr., Bobby Davro, whatever he's called.
That's
Bobby Davro.
I don't know what he's called.
Bobby Davro's an actor.
Oh yeah, who am I thinking of? The one who did when that shark.
look.
Bobby Darin.
Look, your dad's got an amazing taste in women, but like I can't agree with his taste in swing music.
I can't verify this. I can't verify.
Oh, Tiffany.
You've never even met.
Woman.
He's never even met. He's never even met. What's her middle name? Exactly. Never
G.
even asked her. G. It's a family tradition on both sides, actually.
The last talking point I can really think of for Raw this week is Sami Zayn, who had his match stopped last week.
Wait, what happened last week again? Sorry.
So it was Sami versus Strowman.
Wait, that was the week before.
When Foley came out and went, "Stop it."
Yeah.
He's in the tree of woe.
Yeah, I think
What
that
happened
was
last
the
week
week
to
before.
Sami?
No, I think it was last week.
No, because it.
Oh no!
we
Last
referenced it
week, Sami had the
Sami was
argument.
punished immediately after Survivor Series for not bringing the IC title belt. He was punished by having to wrestle.
By having to wrestle, lost, and then last week was the "Don't stop my matches." Blah, blah.
That was
Yeah,
it.
and
The great promo. The great
Foley
promo.
promoed his teeth out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, of course. Foley
Could we
promoted
possibly
his
see
teeth
Sami Zayn versus Mick Foley?
No.
That would be great, though.
out. Could we see a Sami Zayn heel turn?
No.
No.
He
No.
ended up.
No.
He ended
Too
up.
much to the face.
No. He could be the next Daniel Bryan. They don't want to mess with that.
Is a rematch with Strowman on the cards? Do we think potentially at Roadblock
Yeah, I'd like to see Zayn versus Strowman at Roadblock. I really would.
in
Yeah.
a physical match?
I honestly like the way they wrestle is my favourite dynamic mix of styles.
I think I know what's
on
gonna
the-
happen.
on the roster.
I don't know who's going to win, but you look sceptical. I think I know who's going to win.
Go for it.
Foley tries to get involved to like stop the match. Zayn comes in, haluva kick, misses Strowman, hits Foley. Everyone's like,
Strowman pulls Foley's on the apron. Strowman pulls Foley
something like
towards
that.
the
Yeah,
corner,
yeah.
hits the
And
hoover
Zayn's
kick.
like, oh no, what have I done?
And gets hit,
then
it
it
starts
starts.
hit with the reverse chokeslam.
Yeah.
Interesting. Really interesting.
Remember this. Remember this.
And maybe Foley then punishes him by making him number one in the Rumble.
Then Lindsay
Yes.
Dorado's number 2, and they have an excellent.
They have the
Meow.
Yeah.
Cattery from Hell match.
Oh dear lord.
It's the two, just like kind of them presenting at each other, waving their bums.
I
in
just
each
like
other's
Lindsay.
faces.
I just like Lindsay Dorado.
You
Okay.
sure do. You sure do. My big question about Raw this week is it going to be as good as last
No.
week? Because
No.
not only was it good, it felt different.
Yeah.
Like the backstage promos were massively reduced.
There was a pedigree on a car.
And during that promo, no one talked. No one.
no
Seth,
one talked.
No one talked. I don't know why I said it like that. Seth didn't do any of his horrible jokes. Like the opening promo was pretty good, apart from Kevin Owens' show was my favourite. But spoilers, this episode I kick your ass.
Yeah.
Die. I think yes.
Cesaro and Sheamus beat up some rude men in a bar.
That was great.
What was that about?
I loved that.
It was weird.
They finally got on. They finally got on and gelled as a
He put a
team.
fat man through a wall.
What do you want, fella? I'll have a Guinness because now we're friends.
Open bar.
It
Fella.
was cheesy but fun.
Yeah, it was. I really enjoyed it. It felt different. It felt like there was an entirely different team behind it, and I wonder. Well, I just wonder if they're going to maintain the trend, or if it's going to go back to being shambolic.
I think.
Thank you.
I think
Yeah,
they'll
it's a little bit of editing
I think
time.
They might maintain
Thank you.
it a little bit.
I hope so. We will find out together, best friend.
Can they afford a slightly down Raw this week, knowing that next week is a go home?
I don't think they should ever think that
No,
can
they should
afford
never
a
think that
slightly
they've got a
down Raw.
cushion. But in terms of viewers, they can have maybe a few less viewers, knowing that next week is a go home Raw for Roadblock. Not that it should ever affect the quality of the show. You should always look for the best.
Correct.
Anyway, let's move on to some Twitter questions. Thank you very much to everyone that has got in touch.
Thank you, guys.
Let us
Cheers.
start with a question from Alan Smith. Hi, Alan. What new non-title feud would you guys like to see on Raw?
It's not new, obviously, but yeah, Zayn and Strowman I want to see continue.
I'll let Jack have Lindsay Dorado if he wants to
No, I
start.
was going to say a cruiserweight one. Just anything big on the cruiserweights, not for the title.
I would say anyone for Rusev.
Yes.
It's a shame that Cesaro and Sheamus are all wrapped up, because I think Cesaro and Rusev could be lovely.
yes.
Who for Rusev? Rusev.
Someone else who tries to hit on his wife, I guess.
Oh, is he gonna fight Cass? Did
Again?
he fight Cass last
He
week?
hasn't fought Cass yet, no.
He fought Enzo again.
Took
didn't
on
he?
Enzo again and won.
Won him.
So-
Cast would be cast then,
It's
wouldn't
gonna
it?
be Cass, yeah.
Yeah, which
That
makes
could be-
Enzo look weak.
That could be good.
It could be good.
Could be good.
Right.
Like if you ask me, like, of all the people on Raw, which feud would I most like to see now? Well, I want to see Seth versus Triple H, please. Win.
Yeah, that's the
But I
answer.
assume-
That needs to hurry up.
I assume that's going to start the Rumble, I guess. At this
Fatal
point.
four-way, Roadblock, pedigree, bang.
Is he
Sorted.
gonna cost him at the? Oh, they're gonna have a match at the Rumble. Do you think?
No, I think they'll have a match.
Nah, it's
WrestleMania now.
WrestleMania.
So do you think he'll chuck him out the Rumble or be involved to get rid of Rollins on the
Yeah,
Rumble?
probs.
Yeah.
Probs copters.
High
High five.
Oh,
Meow.
Did it.
At the Real PD Gaming asks, Bayley has, well, first states that Bayley's been spotted in the Roadblock promo package, and then asks, what match will she have at the pay-per-view? Hopefully not a pre-show or Dana Brooke.
I'd like to see her get into the title picture soon.
The title match would be good.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I think if Bayley was there at Roadblock, I don't know, because maybe she doesn't need to get into the title picture. Maybe we could do a bit more of Sasha and Charlotte. But I think, honestly, I think it's time to, before too many people turn around, and some people have, and I think they are being a bit hyperbolic about that. I think you do need to kind of do a big thing, and maybe that is.
Can you get away with Bayley Nia Jax if you're going to do Sasha versus Charlotte?
It's happened before.
It has, but not very often. It's only happened once.
NXT.
Twice.
I could see them doing Bayley Alicia Fox.
What a Northern Light suplex that woman has. Do you think Alicia's a face? They're both faces.
Simple heel turn for Alicia.
Is Alicia a face?
She's face at the minute, yeah.
Face at the minute.
Is she?
Could do a tag team.
She stood
could
up
do a
to
pre-show
Nia
tag team match with Bayley and Alicia versus Nia
Lindsay
and
Dorado
Dana
and
Brooke.
Cedric. Yeah.
I'm going to move on to a couple of WrestleMania related questions now. Harvey Hinkler asks, what will Universal...
Sorry, Harvey. I think I've met him, actually. I feel bad now. If it's the lad from Newcastle, then I've met him and his dad. Sorry, Harvey, for laughing at you.
Anyway, Harvey, thank you for your question. He asks, what will the Universal title match be at WrestleMania? Now, I've already stressed what I think it's going to be. And I'm sticking with my guns, damn it. I think it's going to be Owens versus Balor. I think Balor comes back, wins the Rumble, and takes the title off Owens at WrestleMania. Over to you, gentlemen.
I think it'll be that too, but I don't think that feels big enough.
Balor's first WrestleMania?
I know, but it doesn't feel big. But it could be a stacked WrestleMania elsewhere, so it doesn't matter that much. But it feels a bit like when it was Punk Jericho and it wasn't that big a deal. It didn't feel like that big a deal because the rest of the card was so huge.
I've got a feeling it's not going to be... I've got a feeling it's going to be Roman Reigns Balor.
Roman Reigns and Balor.
Revenge.
I think we're going to get.
Vengeance.
I think we're probably going to get Owens Jericho at Mania.
It's a shame. But yeah, you're right.
And Christian Madsen asks, what match main events WrestleMania? I think we're all in agreement on this. Any match that Undertaker's in.
Undertaker versus Cena,
mainly
please.
because, take a Cena for the title. In Undertaker's last match. Surely be Undertaker's last.
I don't want to. Obviously, it's not for us to dictate to Taker when
Reigns versus Triple H 2. Oh, sorry.
I'm putting it all on red.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that again. Couldn't do that again.
For the SoundCloud listeners, Joe walked off and then walked back.
I felt foolish. I felt a fool for suggesting that.
The next question is actually directed towards you, Jack.
No.
And I'm not for
Who's it from?
I don't know. It's some horribly pronounced spelling name. Orcus, apparently.
Okay.
But he says, when will you pull an Ellsworth on Pacitti and realise that you don't need him?
I don't want to talk about it. I just don't want to comment on anything to do with this situation anymore at all, really. No, I think it's best if I just leave it for now.
I mean, you still spotted the Pacitti Club t-shirt on Wednesday.
Oh, right, I see what you mean. To be honest, it's been a hard week. Start off with a deletion. And just I just don't want to... Just leave it for now, please.
I think it's a bit raw, actually.
It's a bit Monday
night. It's a bit pre-raw.
I'm sorry for bringing it up, Jack. Orcus, you're a horrible person.
It wasn't your fault, it was Orcus' fault. Yeah, that's
right. But thank you for your question. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Owen Gonzalez, which is really, really difficult to say.
Cool name.
Really interesting one as well. You're allowed to pick 5 wrestlers.
Ooh, I like these.
That are not signed to the WWE. Contracts and money aren't an issue.
Okay.
What brand do you put them on? I was going to say 5 each, but I think we'll come with 5 together, shall we?
I assume Raw, because we're doing a Raw podcast.
Yeah, let's say we'll pick 5 superstars for Raw.
So we're just picking 5 that we want to see in the WWE.
Yeah. I'm going to have first pick, I think. I'm going to go with...
So we're doing 5 between us?
Yeah, just do 5 between us. I'm going to have first pick, and I'm going to go with Kazuchika Okada.
Yeah, it's good.
Because, in my opinion, he's the best wrestler in the world, times 10 plus a million.
New Japan Pro Wrestling. Just take away their A's.
Why?
Just like
Omega's
Omega's
going to be the champion on July 4th.
Oh, what a big claim! Do you really think?
I did get 6 out of 6 on TLC. I'm really not kind of a big deal.
It's true.
Oh, we've all just been sound clipped.
I don't know.
I've got Omega winning, but Okada's tied down to a long contract. If contracts weren't an issue, Okada would be my number 1 pick.
Okay, so you've got Okada. I think Jay Lethal.
You stole the pick that I was going to have next.
Whoopsie.
Is this
No,
one-
because it's a fantastic
Is
pick.
this one fair? CM Punk. Because he'd be.
Do you think he'd do good work if
not an
you
issue,
forced
it's
him
not
to
an
be in
issue, it's not an
WWE?
issue.
I think it is an issue
That's
now.
such a
I
money
don't know
on-
how.
Okay, I'll pick someone else then in this fantasy world we've imposed rules upon. I guess.
Oh no! Let's let you keep CM Punk.
We'll have CM Punk.
Let the internet judge you.
Okay.
That's not for us to do.
It's great.
Admittedly, be a little bit of a draw, knowing that he's gone to the UFC and he.
Bit of a draw.
So we've gone
like the Jesus.
Okada, we've gone Okada, Lethal, and Punk. I want to go someone British.
We are at the house.
Ospreay's just signed an ROH deal.
Contracts aren't an issue.
Contracts aren't an issue.
Contract's not an issue. If that is the case, I would bring Will Ospreay.
Good shout.
It's a very good shout.
Best of the Super Juniors, former Progress champion,
Chico Member.
master of all of the flippy stuff.
He is.
And just a naturally damn good wrestler. And only 23 years old.
Knob.
Yeah, so
What a
jealous.
knob.
Well, one more, guys. One more. We have Ospreay, we have Okada, we have Lethal, and we have Punk.
Maybe Omega.
No, I don't want to pull Omega. I think
Ricochet?
Omega's perfect.
Yeah,
Oh,
Ricochet
what a
potentially.
shout.
Maybe Pentagon.
Zero Miedo.
Although he's going to look
Miedo.
really small, but they've never had a big heel luchador, have they?
Shall we say screw your question and go for 6 and we'll pull both Pentagon
And Ricochet.
and Ricochet?
I mean, yes, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Imagine Will Ospreay versus Ricochet in the WWE. They're having a rematch, coincidentally, in Ireland.
Yeah.
Before the year's end, and the event is already sold out.
Whoa.
So,
Wow.
well done to whoever's managed to pull that.
There's got to be
'cause
more. There's got
That's
to be
incredible.
another. There's got to be more.
No, we're going to stick with those 6.
Right,
So,
okay, right.
well, we'll include Jack's CM Punk pick, but our picks
Why
are.
is that so ludicrous?
I'm not
What?
saying it's ludicrous.
Why have I broken the rule? You said just doesn't matter, just fantasy pick.
It was a question. It was a questionable pick, but we're going to include
It's a
it.
questionable pick. It's the biggest draw outside.
Our choices are Kazuchika Okada, Jay Lethal, CM Punk, Will Ospreay, Ricochet, and Pentagon.
I'm willing to sacrifice CM Punk if we have to stick to the 5 rule. That's fine.
Okay.
Jack,
Such-
I'm sorry.
Such a brave young man. And finally, another booking question from Alex_Bianco2580. If WWE had to sign one of the following, who would it be and why? The Young Bucks, Cole, Adam Cole, Bebe, who is no longer the Ring of Honor World Champion, Kenny Omega, or Kazuchika Okada. I already have my answer on this one.
Who do you want to do, or who would they be more likely to?
Who I want them to sign is Adam Cole.
I'd go Omega.
I go.
Who I think they would sign out of that batch of 5, considering the Young Bucks were sit together, would be Okada.
Yes, I think so as well.
But I think Omega works best in New Japan. I don't know whether he'd be willing to leave, whereas I think Cole would be brilliant in WWE. 2-time world champion, wonderful career in ROH.
I think Omega would probably do better because, well, it depends who's in charge, really. Like,
Yeah.
I think Omega would do better in Vince's WWE. Cole would do better in Triple H's.
Yeah, that is a wonderful shout. Okada would just do well
Yeah.
because he's
Out of the
brilliant.
4 of them, I wouldn't want to see the Young Bucks in there. It wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
they
too
need.
silly. They're too meta.
I love the Young Bucks, but they need to be on the independent scene to be able to do most of the things
They'd
that they
be turned
do.
into Breezango if they...
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and we don't want that because we love the Young Bucks.
Bit racist, Young Bucks. Come on, lads.
Young Boxer, go home.
Ooh.
What?
Meow. And on that wonderful note, we are going to end a video version and a sound version of this week's Raw Pre-Show podcast. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at the Joe Simkins,
At Jack_the_Jobber.
At Lindsay_Dorado.
WWE. I'm Joe from WhatCulture.com, and meow. We'll see you soon.